there's got to be teeth. And last is supervision. We're training these people. We're training notaries, right? I just got back from Chicago where we did more trainings with our Chicago notaries. We're doing journal checks. It says type of notary act. It says, you know, in their journal, kind or type of notary act. And we got a journal check back and it said kind, type, type. What? No. So if that's what's going on when people are starting to get trained, you can't even imagine what's going on out there in the world for people like us whose state doesn't require any training. We went out to New York. There was a lady. We said, do you have a journal? Do you have a compliant journal? She said, yes, I do. I'm a scrapbooker. Oh? Yeah, she brought it. She was so excited. It's a spiral bound notebook. And she, like, decoupaged pictures of her dog Herman in all his holiday outfits all over it. Isn't it cute? Herman. Kathy, who runs the notary program with me, she works for the general counsel's office, the legal group. She turned around, she gets this great look on her face when stuff like that comes up. Her left eye starts to twitch, and she's a little woozy. She's like, great. Now, we had the sad duty to tell her that Herman's journal was not going to be compliant for our program. Personally, I'd give about a month's salary to see the judge's face if she ever had to produce that, because that would be awesome. Unfortunately, that is not going to hold up in court. Ooh, hold up in court. What do you mean hold up in court? Yeah, that's the problem. And this is how you get employers to start paying attention. I did my program in 2006, 2007. About 2007, 2008, the mortgage thing melted. Remember that? Everybody's homes and stuff. There were a bunch of lawsuits that came out of that. One of which ended up just being settled for $20 billion just to settle a portion of the lawsuits regarding improper notarizations. There are 5 major banks out there writing $5 billion checks each. Billion with a B, for notary impropriety, for not supervising their notaries and the notarizations they provide. You want some teeth? You want to go back to your employer? How would you like to write a $5 billion check? Ask that to the CFO and then see if they're willing to pay for the $120 to send somebody here. There is real liability for your employers. Don't let them kid you. I know of the employers that say, well, we're going to put a little policy together and we're going to say, well, we're not responsible if you screw up. Good luck with that. I hope that works out real well for you. The judge will laugh happily as he scraps it like this. Yes, they are. Your employers are liable for any notarizations performed on their property during business hours. Whether or not they're for business purposes, they could be for colleagues, but they are liable. And it doesn't even have to be a notary being employed. Oh yes, yes they are. They are legally liable. They don't know it, which is why they're not training their notaries. So, you know, and I gotta tell you too, it's like the lawyers, when that big lawsuit hit, every lawyer in the country did the Scooby-Doo. You know what the Scooby-Doo is? Oh! Well, how much can you sue a notary for? I mean, realistically. You can bankrupt them, but really, we're talking 200,000? Wouldn't take much. How much can you go after an employer for? Someone like Ameriprise or Bank of America. Ooh. What if we told you that there's unlimited liability on notaries? There is no limit to what they can sue you for. Ooh, I'm paying attention now. These are the things that we have to understand. So how does this start? So how do we fix this? We want the notaries to understand who has the power. The power in the notaries world is with the notaries. You have all the power. It does not ride with the state. It is not with your employer. It is not the signers. It is the notary. You're the one with the stamp. If they want your stamp, they better do what you tell them. Once notaries understand that that power of that relationship lies with them, then they can come back and say, I'm not going to do this for you if you don't do these things. If you don't ask your signers to ask for appropriate things. Signers must be there at the time of the notarization. If you don't enforce that, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to take that risk for me or you if you don't help. Own your power, because that is the only way we're going to fix this. And that's where it's got to start. It's got to start with the notaries. And so I am charging you and I'm asking you to help be part of my wolf pack. To take the knowledge that you've learned today, because I know every one of you is sitting here thinking, wow, it took a lot for me to get my boss to agree to pay for this and give me a half a day or a full day off. And I know you know there's notaries back probably in your other offices that would have liked to have come, but they couldn't justify it to their bosses. I'm asking you to be my wolf pack, to go back to those notaries. And those notaries who are just happily, blissfully stamping away because the state says it's okay, and say, go get some training. Go to your employers and explain to them what you've heard today and that they are in trouble, that you've got to protect each other. If they protect the notaries, the company gets protected too. But start with the notaries, okay? So I'm asking you to be part of the wolf pack. Officially and effectively, right now, take this back. I'm begging you. Help those other notaries before you end up meeting other notaries like I have across the country. I've met notaries who've lost their homes because the boss of 6 years that they've known and trusted asked them to do a notarization they didn't think twice about, and it turned out to be fraudulent, and they were sued. $360,000. She lost her home, she lost retirement, she's 65 and she's still working. Please, please, say not on my watch. I'm going to do this right for me, and I'm going to do it right for them, whether they know it or not. Okay? That's all I ask. If you have questions about starting a notary program in your companies, call Richie. Call me. Richie has my contact information. He'll give it to you. Send me an email. Send me a phone call. Call me up. Also, I would like you to take that brick wall and start banging your head on it, because you're going to need to toughen that up a little bit. But you can do this. If I can do it, I am nobody special. I'm just loud. But if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm asking you to do that and take care of each other as notaries, because your state isn't doing it. And I want you to give each other a big round of applause. Right now, look around, because you are here taking your job, your role as a notary, more responsible than your state, who commissioned you. And I think that's amazing. And I applaud you all for being here, and I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate Richie for coming out here and teaching this stuff. And I promise you, I know notary law all day, could you slip my head now? It's not that bad. You'll find he's really funny. Okay? I appreciate you being here. Appreciate talking to you today. I'm going to try and be back at lunch for those of you who are staying, because I love to pick brains with notaries and hear your stories too. If you want to hear some really good stories, I've got plenty of them, more like Herman. But thank you so much, and good luck today. And please, let me know if you have any